Hello and welcome back everybody to our podcast Don't Blame the Movies. This time's with horror movies with O. And with me, like always, is my lovely Canadian co-host Nicole. Say hi.
Hello. And today we actually have a special guest with us. All the way on the other side of the world. It is Tommy. Say hi, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi guys, how are you going? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Just so you know, Midsummer and Jason X still suck.
You still suck.
She push up.
What time is it over there, Tommy?
It is currently 2:53 a.m. in the morning in Australia.
Oh my.
So it is dark out.
For a reference, over here in Austria, it's 6:53 p.m.
And it's almost 1 p.m. here in Canada, and it's nice and sunny out.
Yeah, while it's nice and hot over there in your lovely parts of the world, Australia is currently freezing.
Oh yeah, aren't you guys?
It is almost winter time in Australia.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, because we're getting into our summer right now. So, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm not a big fan of the cold, so you can keep it.
Oh, trust me, I hate it.
You're not a cold person either, no?
I do. I sometimes like the cold, but when it gets really, really cold, like the past 3 days, we've had nothing but cold.
Oh.
And yes.
Okay,
No.
now I'm curious. How cold is cold?
Cold? It is... Let me just double check that for you, Dooney.
Yes.
It is currently 13 degrees.
Oh. Yeah,
wow.
no, keep that. Keep that, please.
This is cold for you. Okay.
Oh, it gets worse. In some parts of Australia, it gets to 1 degree.
That's all?
Yeah.
We go into the negatives when our winter hits, and
So there's one part in Australia it gets to -5. So yeah,
I'm cold just thinking about it. See, I love summer and then I love fall. If that could just be all year round, like 6 months of summer, 6 months of fall, I'd be perfect. I'd be happy. I'm like, no, thank you. I like snow on Christmas and then boom, get rid of it.
But Nicole, how cold can it get over there in Canada on the worst date?
It depends where you're at. Because if you're going to BC and that and Alberta, it can get
where
to
you were.
Me? We've had minus 10 before, minus I think one year we had that was minus 20 or something. It was something ridiculous. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
For us over here, usually it goes between -10 and -20. It's winter is this.
Basically.
Anyway, we are here for movies.
We are.
It's nice that we talk about the weather and stuff, but
I know. And just so you know, I still think Midsummer and Jason X. Okay, let's continue.
yeah, it gets on the same list like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. It's ugh.
I don't think so. Alrighty, so we are talking about movies with O.
But before we talk about movies with O, we talk about a movie with C we all saw. It was The Conjuring 3.
Okay.
yes.
So, how did you guys like this movie?
Go ahead,
I
Tommy.
enjoyed it. It was really... I like how the storyline was planned out. From the start to the finish. And even the in-between, the middle part of the movie. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. Oh, iconic duo.
Oh, big time. You know, I don't know if you saw, like, one of the girls that I follow, she went to go see it on opening night, and because their theaters are open in the States, and while she was there, Patrick Wilson showed up.
Oh yeah, was that Spooky Nikki or something?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm so jealous because I've had a crush on him for years. So I was like, oh, lucky girl.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I absolutely love this movie. I love, like, I don't know if you guys know, obviously I always talk about, I love, like, the ghosts, you know, possession, demonic, like, type films. And I loved it. I went in because I know some people who, like Poppy, were like, it was okay. I get it. It's not like the first two.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of felt like there's like a hidden message in it. It's like the power of love. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I absolutely like just loved it. And so like I tell anybody who's going to watch it, yeah, definitely give it a shot. But it's not going to be like the first two movies. There's some differences, but still enjoyed it. Just not going to give any spoilers out because I'm sure there's still some people who haven't fully seen it yet. So
Yeah, I just want to say it's still a new movie, and a good new movie, so we don't want to spoil anything. If the movie would be bad, we would spoil the shit out of it. But since it's good, yeah. And I think too that the first and the second movie were better, but not by much. It was different, but yeah, it was enjoyable. It was pretty good, to be honest.
I love the Conjuring universe, like what they have, but like I don't know, like when they introduced the nun in the second one, she creeped me out of all like horror movie characters, and people are like, because they do makeup, you should do her makeup, and I'm like, no, because if that's real, I'm not pissing her out. I don't want to invite that around. I'll do it on somebody else, but not on me.
I actually own a figure of the nun.
You do?
Yes, I bought it for my birthday last year for myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yes, and I also got the Weeping Woman as well.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yes.
You'll have
They're
to
both still in the box.
You'll have to like send me a picture of it because I want to see it. Yeah, just send it through like
the Weeping
IG.
Woman. Yeah, the Weeping Woman actually screams and cries.
Oh, that's
wow.
cool.
There's a button on the back. You just push it, and yeah.
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll send them to you both actually. So
okay.
Yeah, I like to see that. Yeah, I don't own anything that has to do with her, but I will say this: when they did the nun movie, I feel like they could have done so much more with that. And then they made her talk, and then I was like, she's still creepy, but not as much now.
Yeah, same thing. I think let's call it the spin-off movies like Annabelle and The Nun and Curse of La Llorona, they pretty sucked, to be honest. It's like, they're not my cup of tea.
Yeah. So anyway. So do we continue on with movies now, Dooney?
Not right now. Because one more thing.
Okay.
Last podcast we still had this like 1 minute preview of our somewhere in the future watch party we're doing. No, listen to me. And today I have a new scene for you both, but
why do you
this time
torture me?
Shut up. This time from a better movie.
You see how abusive he is to me? I need a new podcast host.
You say this since day 2 or 3, I think.
Cry a river.
I knew this was gonna happen. This is why you picked him. I'm kidding.
Here comes the maple syrup tears.
Anyway, give me a second and I prepare to watch for you guys.
Well, she's not mad at you.
Oh, it's Mean Girls. I like it.
Told you.
Hello?
If someone said something bad about you, you'd want me to tell you, right?
Oh, yeah.
No. What if it was someone you thought was your friend? What do you... Hold on, other line. I'm not taking this anymore.
I think this
Good for you, Gretchen.
conversation is so
Hello?
awesome.
Let's go out. Okay, hold on. I'm on the other line with Gretchen.
The funny
Don't
thing
invite
is,
Gretchen,
the other
she's
day
driving me
I
nuts.
used that excuse with my sister.
It's Regina.
Not on purpose.
Let's
She
hang out with
she
me
had
tonight, but
plans
she
to
told
go
me not to
somewhere,
tell you. Do not
and she's
hang
like, I
out
don't
with her.
really want to go, and I sent her the
You don't want me to
the
tell
thing
you.
that said,
Oh, she can tell me. Hold on.
I'm sick from
Oh my
this
gosh,
movie.
She's so annoying. Who is? Who's
Oh,
this?
goodness.
Gretchen?
No.
Right.
I was like, use that excuse.
Oh my gosh, she's so annoying.
I know, just get rid of her.
That's funny.
What is it? Regina says everyone hates you because you're such a slut. She said that? You didn't hear it from me.
A little harsh, Gretch.
Whatever, she has a right to know. I can't go out. I'm sick.
Boo, you whore.
Oh yeah.
So
That's Nicole's excuse for everything.
Did she say "boo, you whore" as well?
I do say that.
when Duty and I think Jason X is an 8 out of 10, that's
Boo, you
Nicole's
whores.
excuse
Boo, you whores.
there.
Okay.
You know, just so you guys know, I still like you guys, even though you're both mean to me.
Yeah, and
We love you too.
Yeah, I wouldn't go this far, but I still like you too, Nicole, because you're pretty. Yeah.
What?
Something.
Okay, pretty something. So why did you want to show us this clip? Just to be like, check it out?
No, this is just to say this will be part of our watch party we do as well. So you see, we don't only do bad movies like the previous one, we also do good movies like this one.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. And now we can, after, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like this, we can finally start with movies with O. We get so much,
Alright.
we get so much sidetracked. It's amazing.
Yes.
A little bit.
Who wants to do the order we are talking about the movies? Like, should we do it random? Should we do it like the list you wrote it down? I don't know. I don't care.
Random, I guess.
Oh, okay. Then the first movie we talk about is the movie Tommy picked. It's called Orphan.
Aw, well, Tommy, since you picked
yes.
this movie, I will let you start.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm nice.
Yeah, Orphan, that had the Conjuring's Vera Farmiga in it. That's the only actress/actor that I know in that movie. If you don't know about the storyline, it's basically about a family of 4, and Vera Farmiga sadly had a miscarriage, and the baby died while she was holding it, and so they had to so they buried the baby in the backyard, and she had like a little memorial for it. And so I think a year or two passes by, and they end up adopting this girl Esther, who's got a growing disorder. She is like a 15 or 16-year-old, but in actuality she's 30, and so the family adopts the Esther, and out of nowhere she starts going on this rampage and just blames it on her daughter who's deaf, and she kills the father towards the end of the movie, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And
She killed him good.
oh, I think she stabs him like 4 times.
Oh God, yeah.
I didn't pay attention to how many times, but it was just
She just went crazy on it.
Oh, she goes for it.
Just one
Yeah.
detail, I don't think she was like 15 or 16. I think she was way younger. I'd say about 10, 11, something like this.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even pay attention to that part because I thought because she attends the school with both the kids, or is it just the son?
The son, I believe, because
Yeah.
I think the sister might have been too young yet. I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I kind of
Okay,
have
yeah.
to like.
Didn't she
I have to
even?
throw.
Didn't she even try to seduce her basically father? And
Yeah.
This was a weird
yes.
scene.
She actually dressed up in Vera Farmiga's clothes, and yeah, because he was drunk at that time, and soon as he noticed it, he was like pushed her away, and that's what got her to kill him.
You know what's crazy? I actually looked up the girl, like how old she was when she filmed it. She was 12 years old at the time, so that must have been like an awkward scene for them, right? And like when they make her look older, like when she like after like they find out her true age, I'm like they did a really good job on the makeup to make her look a lot older.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, indeed.
What was I gonna say about it? There only the several parts that I'm not like a big fan of, but it's just because it's like I can't do broken bones, so every time I see like a broken bone thing, like where she like breaks her own arm, or like that one kid she pushes off the slide and the kid breaks its like leg or something, I'm like,
Okay.
or the neck snap towards the end where Vera Farmiga just goes
oh,
and like
yeah,
kicks her.
Mhm.
yeah, but
And you actually see the bone pop out.
you do. But I think there's talks about a second one. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, there is talks about a prequel which is called Orphan First Kill, and to be honest, this title is stupid. I don't know why, but this movie titles in the last time they were like same thing with Halloween Kills. Like why? It sounds like a parody from Machete Kills, and Machete Kills is already a parody of. Well, not a parody,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. So, yeah.
It's kind of funny because it's like, so she has this like disorder, right, where she looks a lot younger than what she is.
Yeah.
I like to think I have that, but it's not a disorder because people don't believe I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, you
People
don't
think
don't have this disorder,
can't-
don't worry.
I thought Nicole was in her like mid-30s when we first started talking, but I didn't want to bring that up until she told me.
So
What was it, like a month before our birthdays?
Yeah, because we have like back-to-back birthdays. No wonder why we get along so well.
I know. Amazing.
It is Taurus power. But yeah, like most people think I'm like I get in my like mid-20s, and then when I say no, I'm 37, they're like, what? So yeah. So I if that any disorder to have or whatever, that would be a good one. Just saying. This says the older you get, the younger you look.
Oh, the what's it called? Benjamin Button?
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Okay, Tommy. Go ahead. Sorry.
go from older to younger in like certain like time periods.
Oh hell yeah! But Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be cool. But to be fair, I do have gray hair, so I do have some.
Yeah.
Well,
Most people don't see it.
obviously, because just
rather
only
not-
because you look young doesn't mean your body knows you're old. So duh.
Mm.
So, Tommy, what would you rate this movie out of 10? Because it was your pick.
I give it 8 out of 10.
What about you, Dooney?
That's pretty good. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Same, 7 out of 10. Good.
Well,
Yeah,
All right.
we can agree.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Wow, we agreed on something.
Oh my gosh. The earth is shattering.
Mm-hmm.
well, we have still movies left, so don't celebrate too early. Because our next movie is an old movie, not this old, but it's a little bit older, like about 20 years ago. It's called The Others.
Okay, who wants to start?
Well,
You can.
I just want to say, start. You can start.
Me?
Yep.
Okay, the others, so when I first watched it, you got that creepy feel to it. To me, this is a one-time watch movie because, like, once you watch it, you're kind of like, okay. So, like I said, I like ghost haunting movies, and like when you're first watching it, you're kind of trying to figure out like what the hell's going on, and then you get to the end and you figure, okay, so like the three, like they're I wouldn't call them slaves, caretakers, or
Exactly.
like whatever. Yeah, come out as that they're dead, and then they say the whole family actually, you're dead. You killed your children, and then you killed yourself. And like she comes to this realization, like, oh crap, and then she makes this whole thing about, people are going to come and go. Sometimes you'll notice them, sometimes you won't. They're kind of like stuck in that limbo. Like, to be honest, that would suck to be stuck in that limbo, like just over and over again. Like,
Yeah.
But if I knew I was a ghost, I would totally scare the crap out of people. I know I would. I did.
Of course you would.
I totally would. I would be sitting there laughing so hard. But like I enjoyed it. I did rewatch it to refresh it, and you know what's funny? Watching it like a second time around, you kind of like you pick out like, okay, yeah, now you can tell, like, yeah, now that they're ghosts. After you watch it the first time, the second time you can kind of pinpoint it out, because they kind of give you clues throughout the whole movie. So like, I enjoyed it, but like it's still kind of a one-time watch for me. So
Yeah, it's.
what do you guys think?
I think it's because of the twist at the end, and once you know the twist, there is this, let's call it the excitement of the ghost story is a little bit gone, because it's basically reversed. They are the ghosts, and the others are let's call it normal people, the humans.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
And you can tell by, how like they had to shut like all the blinds, and as soon as they tried to open up the curtains, they would like back away because they would like the light would burn their skin, kind of like a vampire effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they explained it in the movie like some disease or some illness.
Yeah, they had the kids had a disease, as Nicole Kidman explained. Australian actress, by the way.
Oh hey, what?
Yeah.
We have the same initials, her and I.
represent.
What?
Oh yeah, you do. Aren't you
Yeah,
the
'cause
same
she-
age as well?
Oh no!
Oh, Julie went there.
But
Burn.
to be fair,
I know, don't-
very fair, Nicole Kidman does look pretty good for her age. So yeah.
Yes. After 2 kids, I believe.
She has kids?
I think.
No way!
Her and Keith Urban, yes.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know
Yes,
that
wow.
either.
they had a holiday house in Bondi in Sydney. So yes,
Oh.
it's like
Oh,
in
wow.
a private little area that
Oh,
looks
wow.
over the beach.
Oh, lovely.
So yes,
Lovely.
very good, and it's worth, I think, over 2 million Australian dollars, I believe. Don't
Oh,
quote me on that.
probably.
Yes.
Have
Yeah,
you run into like celebrities being in Australia? Like, have you run into them or no?
No, not really, because it's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like the closest thing that I would to a celebrity that I would see is probably a sporting celebrity. So
Mm-hmm.
and because I work in a pharmacy, as Nicole knows,
Yes.
and yes, I actually see a few of the local sporting celebrities that come in. So it's
Oh,
like,
nice.
so
Do you have to
yes,
like
it's
contain your composure when you see them, or you're just like, oh god?
and to be fair, a few of them that do come in are actually the local teams that I support. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. So when I see them, I'm like, I have like a little one-on-one conversation with them, and I'm like, so how's the team going? And you all prepared for the upcoming game? And it's like, and when they ask, I go, are you going? I'm like, yes, yes.
So you're
It's
like
one of the
completely in awe, right?
yes, and it's the one, and it's that rare occasion that I'm not wearing a horror t-shirt. So
Aw.
yes,
It's usually
so
that random time that you spot them and you're like, damn it. But like it's a good
yes,
thing.
so and because when I go and I'm wearing my sporting clothes, I'm like, I feel weird not wearing a horror t-shirt. I'm a normal person.
I actually ran into Tim Curry one day on the streets, and he was kind of moody. I didn't like. I let him be. Like I walked by and I saw him there, and he was with like his bodyguards, and I had my phone out, not to take a picture of him, but like I was walking down the street with my phone out, and he was out there having a cigarette. And this is going back a few years ago. And I think his publicist was like, "No pictures," and I'm like, "What? Oh, hey, how are you?" Because I didn't see him there, right? I was just walking by with my phone in my hand.
You took a photo. You took a photo. Don't lie.
I wish I could
That's
have,
not-
but no. I wish I could have. I know. So it would have been nice. Okay, so what would you guys rate the others?
I'd give it a 7.
Good choice. What about you, Dooney?
Okay, I just want to say, I don't know if you guys know this, but there are talks about a remake of this movie. And it's like, I mean, I liked I just want to say the original. I liked the movie because they had very few special effects. And it was really built up on scares and atmosphere and everything. And this is something about the horror movie I really like, I really enjoy. And so I gave it an 8 out of 10.
That's pretty good. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I
good.
I still enjoyed it, but like I said, it's a one-time watch for me. So
Yeah, I think, like I say, I think with most of the movies that have a twist, it's like oh, okay, one-time watch. Maybe the next
Yeah.
time if you watch it, you look out for some clues, but it's not something you can like watch over and over again.
can I just point something out? Somebody is out here barbecuing, and it smells delicious. Okay, what's the next movie on the list?
Okay then, the next movie is with a very popular, let's call it, comedy star. It's called 1 Hour Photo.
I think you should start this one off, Dooney.
Yeah, I was just checking something off. Yeah, 1 Hour Photo. It's like, I think, one of the very few movies from Robin Williams where he had a serious role, like not a comedy role or like, let's call it a comedy dramatic role. No, this was completely serious. I can't sadly remember the second movie he did. I think it was Insomnia or something like this. But in 1 Hour Photo, he basically plays a creepy stalker. And I think one of the benefits this movie has is that we all know Robin Williams, right?
Of course.
Yes.
And we all know him from, I don't know, Mr. Outfire, Dead Poet Society, and stuff like Society and stuff like this. And
Don't forget Hook.
what?
Don't forget
Jumanji.
Hook.
Oh,
Jumanji!
Jumanji, yeah. Anyway, anyone connects to Robin Williams like this likable guy, and they use this in this movie to their benefit because he is like, let's call it a little bit socially awkward, but he is still like this nice guy, this likable guy and everything, but he has this dark aura around him, this dark secret and everything. Like he's basically stalking this family, and I think this is what makes this movie very effective, because it uses our sympathy for Robin Williams against us.
Yeah, it does. What do you think, Tommy?
Confession, I never saw this movie, but I did see online reviews about it.
Yeah.
And people... Oh, you were going to say, Nicole?
No, nothing.
Okay. Oh, and people did say Robin Williams did do a good role for that. And it's one of those rare movies where it's like you get to see the other side of them apart from them being in a comedy or an action movie or whatever. Like, it's good to see other people go into different genres of movies. Like,
Oh, it is.
Well, yeah, but not everyone is successful at this. I think Nicole and
Exactly.
me talked about this when we watched, after we watched Loki, because Owen Wilson is in it. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I can't take him seriously. I'm so sorry, but I can't.
Owen Wilson's like one of them actors where it's like, here he goes, throw something funny at him, and he makes it like explode.
I completely agree with you on that one, and I can't get over his wow.
Wow.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I will say this, like, for me, because, like, yeah, I've seen 1 Hour Photo, and it is one of Robin Williams' more, like, darker performances. Yes, he did do a good job at it, but to me, I didn't really care for this movie. I didn't. So you're not missing anything, Tommy. You don't. If you're really bored, on, like, a rainy day, and you, like, watch Jason X, which is horrible, and Midsummer, which is horrible, then watch this one and add it to the list.
Yeah, because this movie is pretty good, to be honest. And I think it has like the
That laugh, Nicole. Don't you agree that she would be like one of them, like, great villains for a movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I will.
She'd be like be sitting in the chair, looking out the window, and just turn around and just insert that laugh.
That's why I said if I was a
Don't
ghost,
you agree?
I couldn't agree more. And if I was a ghost, I would scare the shit out of people, and you would hear that laugh everywhere. Oh
Your
yeah.
eyes and just insert the laugh. I'm like, where is she?
Is she behind the nun action figure? Is she behind the movie case?
She's not that scary as the nun. Ugh.
But yeah, you're not missing anything with this movie. But if you want to take Dooney's side, go for it and give it a shot.
This movie was honestly a little bit ahead of its time because it's from 2002, and one thing you learn about, well, basically, we can say about social media in this movie, although it wasn't existent, is because of the photo developing job Robin Williams has. He only sees, like, we only see on social media the happy photos and laughing faces and everything, and nobody sees the full picture of the human behind the photos, because we're not happy all the time. We are not traveling all the time. I mean, some people do, but let's say normal people. We are not traveling all the time. We are not, I don't know, buying new TVs all the time. So this movie is basically a pretty good analogy for this as well, to say photos, or in this case nowadays it would be social media, is not always reality.
Okay, what would you rate this, Dooney? Just because you saw it and you love it.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it a 6 out of 10, so...
Moving on.
Insert swivel chair and Nicole's laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see Mean Girls 3. Nicole plays Regina George's older sister. And go.
What do you mean older? No, take that back. Older.
and then there's Jeannie and I like on like the far bench and just like eyeing her and just like calling her mean names from a far distance.
Yeah, you guys would be the bullies because you would mock me for not being in the Midsummer Jason X Club. Sorry, go on.
And as we walk past, we're like, I'm the cow, me. And yeah.
I could see that.
Okay, then let's talk about the movie Nicole probably doesn't bitch about. It's called The Omen, and it's the original, like from 1976.
We should just combine those two together, like compare the original.
Yeah, of course.
So,
but let's talk first about the
idea.
OG, and after the first we talk about the remake and why it sucks.
what were you saying, Tommy?
The original Omen. Where do I begin? That's a classic right there. I wouldn't know how to explain the storyline though. So it's about this kid,
I think someone got lost a little bit because you were pretty cut off right now.
Damien?
Oh, yes, Damien. Was it?
Yep, Damien.
Yeah, and he would have been 7 or 8. Correct.
No, I think he was a little bit younger than that, because like
a little bit younger.
Yeah, because he was born obviously like because we kind of when he was like we kind of go with him as a baby. Like he's with his family, and then at one point you start seeing like things are happening. So the parents are like questioning things. So like this Rottweiler shows up, and meanwhile it's like this dog sent from like obviously hell. Like it's this whatchamacallit. He's got maids and stuff, and they're actually there to serve him. So go ahead.
And they kind of get scared of him because of his, and whenever like they would go past his room or something, he would like stare at them.
Yep.
Like don't don't go in my room, don't touch my things, like
Yep.
giving off like that brat
Yeah.
vibe.
He actually, it's kind of funny. Okay, so I will point this out. I love that they have Gregory Peck in this movie because I absolutely love Gregory Peck. To Kill a Mockingbird, amazing movie, amazing performance in it. But I will say, like, what was kind of like in the end of the movie when they do like, because obviously both the parents end up dying because he kills the mom. The dad ends up dying. The nanny kills herself. Even that epic scene where the guy is standing there and then like he just gets decapitated. So like, but to kind of go back to like the end scene where, okay, so he's standing at the funeral of his mom and dad, and he just kind of looks back at the camera. And I remember watching an interview, and the guy was like, the director was like, don't smile, don't smile, don't smile, just look at the camera. And then he just did that little smile, and he said, honestly, he goes, the way how that kid smiled, he's like, we decided to put it in because it just fit perfectly. It was like an evil grin, like kind of a thing, like I won.
I actually agree with that. Like that was like well put, like how they done that.
Yeah. It like, and it wasn't even planned. So sometimes when like they don't plan that in movies, it just ends up happening, right? So
yeah, and sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But in this case, it works.
Exactly. Like prime example, I'm going to throw out there Indiana Jones. There was a scene where Harrison Ford was supposed to fight this one guy, and he was not feeling good that day, so he just pulled out a gun and acted like he shot him, and the guy played along with it and fell over, and they ended up leaving it in because they were like, it worked, and they thought it was funny. So yeah, there's a prime example where something really worked well. So
and it does have a iconic scene with that nanny hangs herself.
Yep.
And that when I first watched that scene happen, I was like, why did she do that? And then obviously the kid's demonic power was like channeling towards her.
Yep.
And yep.
She did it on his birthday. It's like, this is for you, Damien.
And in front of like little kids as well. And
yeah,
I've got something to confess as well. When I watched that scene, I went back and watched that in slow motion, and it's not a good thing to do that at 2:00 in the morning to do that. And yeah.
What? So
needless to say. Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead.
Needless to say, I didn't sleep well that night.
Well, yeah. What made you want to watch it solo?
I don't know. I was like, oh, let's watch a movie, and the Omen just like popped up in front of my eyes. I'm like, let's watch this, and then and I was like, in a state of mind, I was like, oh, let's watch that scene again, but in slow motion. So yeah, that image does not go away in my head.
Good to know, and I might have to just do a slow motion. No, I don't know if I can do it. I will say this, though.
Would your dark heart actually accept that, though, Nicole?
Would I what, sorry?
Would your dark heart actually accept that?
Accept the slow motion, or accept them jumping off and killing them?
The slow motion part.
I don't know. Like, I'm pretty dark and twisted, but I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. Maybe if I was, like, brave. One day I'll do it.
Fair enough.
I will say this, though. I love, like, comparing this one to the new one. Like, they're pretty much the same. Like, the newer one, it's got more of, like, a scarier element to it. because it's newer, whereas obviously the old one was made in 1976. With that being said, I'm not. Dooney knows this, and I'm sure you know this from listening to the podcast. I'm all about the OGs, so I love obviously the original a whole lot better. So
I like the original as well.
Yeah.
So
the original is I'm always about the OGs.
You can't
Dooney,
go past the OGs though. That's the thing.
You can't like because you know what, like when they say, oh, we're gonna remake this movie, I'm always like, why? So like, for example, they're doing a reboot of The Exorcist. I'm like, oh no, it's a classic, why? But with that being said, I'm still gonna watch it because I have to see it. But like that's like a movie, like they don't touch it. You know what I mean? So
don't touch the antique.
Yes. Dooney, you're pretty quiet. Where are you?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you two talk because you were in such a flow. I didn't want to interrupt this.
Well, hi, welcome back.
Sorry, D.
No, it's okay. It's like that's what this podcast is for, and I thought since you had such a great back and forth, it's like okay, and just listen to it what you have to say.
I do have to say this now. Tommy and I have connected. He is now going to hate Jason X with me and Midsummer. We discussed this mentally, like it's telepathically.
It's okay.
Kidding. He's not going to do it.
That's not going to happen. Are you kidding me? Jason X has the best in the whole franchise. Now that. I don't know if you've watched that kill in slow motion, but do yourself a favor and do that.
I think I have to now watch a lot of these kills in slow motion now, and every single time I'm going to be like, thanks, Tommy. An instant replay. An instant replay.
You know?
No.
You know? Quote in my head.
What was that? I'm sorry, you cut out.
I'm going to keep quote in my head now, so...
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh.
Any comments to it at all, Dooney, or no?
No, I only watched the first Omen, I think, and I never bothered with any of the sequels. Like, I don't know. I never cared about them. Like, I think there are 3 of them. Like,
I've
3
actually
sequels.
I've got the box set of
nice.
the first 3 and
Nice.
the first 3 and that in itself would to actually have in your collection.
Yeah.
So, but yes, and I think I paid like $30 or $40 Australian for that set, and it was worth it. It was worth it.
I will tell you what though. I'm sure I don't know. You guys could agree. I do find in horror movies when they make the kid evil and creepy, it just god. This movie definitely nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Yep. I know. That's the best when they make the kids evil and creepy and you're like, now you know what kids are capable of.
In saying that, going back to The Exorcist, when I first watched it, again I watched it at a late time of a night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sleep after The Exorcist. So
I believe that.
Wasn't a very fun experience. I probably got maybe an hour and a half sleep of that. So, and the next day I was just like rocking back and forth, like thinking of that scene where she's doing that walk down the stairs. I'm like, freaky.
Yeah, that definitely is a creepy scene where she comes down the stairs like that, and I'm excited to kind of see what they do with the reboot, but a little nervous.
That's what I said when I saw that they were doing a remake of that. I'm like, I wonder if they're going to try and do something as like for that iconic scene. So
It's probably
Just
gonna
wait
be
to see what
CGI.
happens.
Oh, don't ruin that.
if it,
Yeah, don't.
see, this is why they shouldn't touch OG horror movies.
Exactly. They should have stopped it before Jason X.
This,
They should have stopped it at 1.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, you're lucky you're not here. Smack! No, I'm kidding. Okay, so for the first Omen, what would you guys rate it? Whoever wants to go first.
I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Perfect. That makes me happy. What about you, Dooney?
Well, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so Tommy, are you looking for a new podcast co-host?
if you want me to join, Nicole, I'll be more than happy.
See, Dooney, I got someone who still likes me.
It's okay, someone has to.
When you're not bad mouthing 8 out of 10 movies, so
I know. I can't. I have to. It's a part of my soul. It's a part of me.
What? You have a soul? I didn't know that.
It's shocking.
Oh my gosh.
I still have it. Shocking with my black heart. I gave so I'm gonna say the remake because I gave it a 5 out of 10 because and then the new one I gave it a 10 out of 10. So yeah, or the old one. Sorry, the original is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, okay, the remake gets a 4 out of 10 as well because.
Yeah.
I agree, a 4 out of 10 for the remake.
And fun fact. There is a prequel planned, and it's called. You will never guess this. The First Omen.
Oh my
wow.
god, they are sucking at names this year, or in general.
The First Omen, Orphan, First Kill. Okie dokie.
I can just picture them sitting in a boardroom. What are we gonna call this one, boys? It might be an all-nighter. We can order takeout, pizza, or Chinese, and then they order their food and they go, "The First Omen, we agree? Yep. Okay, night's over. Boom, done." That's how quick.
And then Nicole's in the corner. Be like, "Are you kidding me? This is what you should call it." Whips out a list that's like 10 feet long.
It's true, because I have that creative spark. Alrighty, so
Okay,
next movie?
Moving on to the next movie. It is... I read this up because I didn't know this when they recommended it. Actually, it's only called The Offspring in the US. Everywhere else, it is called From Whisper to a Scream.
The only thing I liked about this movie is Vincent Price. Go ahead, sorry, Tommy.
I just want to say the same.
Again, I didn't know about this movie because Australia doesn't get as many good releases as the US, Canada, and Europe.
Oh,
so
it's not a good release, don't worry.
Australia's just like that little cousin to everyone. Like, oh, they'll get it at a later date. Like, unfair.
Well,
This is why I like ordering off Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Gotta love it.
well, and this movie is a older movie. It's like from 87. And because, of course, when it's Vincent Price in it, it has to be a little bit older.
I love Vincent Price.
Oh, Vincent Price
He's
is the
great.
best. Is the best thing about this movie.
He's an
Like-
iconic.
Oh, big time. Like, he's done, like, better performances in, kind of funny, actually, a town that's not that far from me. He bought, like, a summer house there. So he and his family used to come there all the time. So it was just
Lucky.
pretty cool. I know, right? And my coworker...
Oh gosh.
My coworker met Vincent Price and he was telling me all about it. I was like, oh, I'm jealous. So he has an autograph somewhere. I'm like, I want it.
Oh gosh.
And like, I have to say though, I love these like style movies where it's like, you know, the different stories. But this one's not really my favorite.
Yeah, and by the way, because Tommy, you said you don't get so many movies over there. Imagine living in Austria. Like, do you know, damn it, what's it called? Slumber Party Massacre?
Yes, I've got all three of them.
Yeah, we don't know it. I mean, I don't even know if they ever made it available over here. But to this point, I don't think there is even a DVD release of it. So yeah, you're pretty much fucked.
Well, when I had to order Slumber Party Massacre, I had to come from the US because they didn't sell it anywhere in Australia. So I had to get all three of them imported from somewhere in America, and I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, I know this problem. But I think the really, let's call it challenging part over here is our main language is not English. And so if you don't know English or if you're not good at English, then you can't basically buy an English movie because you wouldn't understand shit. And so you either, I don't know, hope for subtitles anywhere in the internet or just get fucked. Because like many of the older movies we don't have over here, or it took a long time to get them over here. Like for example, in Austria we are pretty, let's call it, tolerant about violence in movies. Germany is not. And Germany is like, okay, this is a little bit gory, let's ban it. And since Germany is the main distributor of movies, like I say, 80% of the movies come through Germany to Austria.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why Germans still have no official, over there at least, because we have it, we imported it, but they have no official uncut version of Halloween 2 from 1981.
Wow.
Yeah, it's still banned in Germany.
Yeah, I heard that when you actually were doing your Halloween podcast.
Yeah.
When I was listening to it, I was like, that can't be right. And I googled it, not like right after. I was like, okay, there you go, learn something new.
Yeah, it's like so many movies get distributed. Not many, but let's call it the more gory movies get distributed over Austria because, like I said, we don't care. But the thing is, because it gets distributed over here, it's like a very limited edition, basically. And yeah, because it's very limited, it's almost pretty expensive. Like we pay around $30 for a movie.
Yeah, I know sometimes when you tell me that, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and like I say, it's like for a movie like Halloween 2, where everyone else is like, wait, what? Halloween 2? We can buy this from, I don't know, Walmart for $5 in the US.
It's actually kind of funny because when it's like Halloween, like when the spooky season hits here, like you can go to Walmart or any kind of store, and sometimes they just have these bins filled with tons of horror movies that you can buy for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So
Very,
yeah,
very. See, this is why I kind of get jealous, because over here, horror's not as popular over here. So it's like you try and like ask a store for like a movie, and it's like, huh? But then if you go to like a different store that will order it, they'll be like, yeah, no problem. This is the process. Like it would take 6 weeks for them to order it in, and so, but they would charge a lot more for it to get ordered in, because since it's coming from America or Europe or Canada, so
it's like
but
all the
it's-
shipping, right?
exactly.
I think.
Like,
Sorry, but what was it the other day we were talking about? I think it was like this tiki cup or something like this.
Oh yeah.
This is like, just if you think shipping is bad, a tiki cup which costs I think $25 to get shipped over here, I would pay $70 for it.
Yeah. So he's like, if you get another one, he's like, can you get it? He's like, I'll give you the money and then ship it over here, because it would cost me like nothing to ship it from here to there.
oh wow.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that crazy?
Speaking of them tiki cups, I think I got a pinhead one.
Oh, cool.
And but the day that I got it, I went to use it, and the bottom of it was leaking,
No.
and I think I paid 40 Australian dollars for it, and it was the only one in stock.
Oh.
So I had to go back, get my money back,
Of
and
course.
yeah, and from that day I've not trusted it. But in saying that, last month I did get a Baby Yoda one,
Yeah. Yay.
and it's still, and it hasn't leaked. So, and it's perfect.
That's awesome. It might have been just like one of those like ones, you get that odd one that's kind of like a flop. Like I want badly Jason. So it's not in stock yet, and I don't judge me. You both probably know I love Kylo Ren. I want a Kylo Ren. I know Ghost was making fun of me for it. Go ahead, sorry.
Gosh, Luke Skywalker. But in saying that, speaking of Star Wars, if I didn't meet Nicole, I wouldn't be liking Kylo Ren as much.
Oh really?
Aww, you're too
Yes.
Kylo.
See, because since what was it? Rise of Skywalker, I think it was, or
The last one?
or the previous one.
The Last Jedi?
Yes, that's the one, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, Kylo Ren, he's like, he could, like, he may be a bad character, but still.
See,
Great.
fun fact, when I was a kid, I loved Star Wars. Still love it now. Always, my go-to always was Han Solo. Major crush on him, Indiana Jones, and then still love him to this day. And then, oh, he's got a son. Whoa, okay. And then, like, I love to kind of watch, like, how, like, don't judge me. I sense judging.
No,
I
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know some people make fun of me for it because, like, oh, his high-waisted pants, blah blah blah. I'm like, that's not his fault. They did that. But like, you slowly, like, you see that he's troubled. He's stuck. He's stuck between being the dark side or being Ben. And I do love Ben Solo too. So it was kind of funny because Junie posted something about a couple weeks ago because he got Ben Solo Funko Pop, and he's like, I got my Kylo Ren. Right away I messaged him. I was like, That's Ben Solo, just so you know. So he even wrote that in his comments. He's like, "Sorry."
I think I wrote in the description of the pic. I wrote, "Thanks for correcting me, Nicole."
Yep. So yeah, and I always hate, and I will go on and on to this day, I hate the fact that they killed off Ben Solo, because technically he would have been the last Skywalker, because obviously his mom is Princess Leia, Luke's sister, so he still would have been in the Skywalker line. No, she took it, and she's a Palpatine. Blech.
Oh great! Now I have to write down. Be careful, Star Wars spoilers.
So yeah, I'm sure people have seen it by now. So I was so mad that they killed him off. I was like, look, now he's good. Why is it no? So okay.
I've actually got like 3 Star Wars cups as well that I got from the movies.
I have a problem.
Oh, we need to talk then.
We do. We totally do. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go
ahead. No, go on. Go ahead.
Whenever I go to the movies and there's like they bring out like a collector's cup,
mm-hmm.
I get the combo just for that cup.
Did you end up getting the one where they brought out I don't know if you guys had it over there. It was the popcorn bucket, and it was R2-D2.
Yeah, that was worth 70 Australian dollars to buy.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Yeah, me neither.
I was like, you know what? For that price, I'm like, and you don't get that much popcorn, it's not worth it.
No.
So, okay, so I think we should rate The Offspring, should we not?
Well, this is one thing I just wanted to address. If you wanna come again to our podcast and talk about movies, and there's a movie on the list you haven't seen, you can always ask us, because sometimes there are movies like The Offspring we haven't seen either, and we look a little bit, and sometimes you can find it on YouTube as well. So you can always ask, and we can send you a link or something if we find it.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
sounds good. Of course.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, because sometimes...
Because there's only certain streaming services as well, so it's like...
Yeah.
It's just like, you try and look for it on there, and it's like, oh, sorry, we don't have that. I'm like... And don't at me for this, but I do not own a Netflix account, so...
Oh.
That's okay.
I'm just going to say it out there, but yes.
No, but even Nicole sometimes asks me, so, oh my god, I can't find this movie, and then say, yeah, it's right here on YouTube if you look a little bit further, and here's the link, and thank you.
I'm going to be honest with you, Tommy. I will search for them, and if I can't find it in my 2 search engine spots, I just send it to him so he can do the dirty work for me.
Yeah, I guess what you.
And you wonder why Dooney gets tired all the time, Nicole.
But it only takes him like 2 seconds, because I know he has to watch it too. It's like those group project memes. It does 90% of the work.
And this is why Dooney wants you to watch the 3-hour edition of Midsummer.
I know.
And this is why Dooney wants her to do the fucking end cards.
Yeah, that's so true. It's written on every page. I'm writing it again.
Sometimes in I don't know, hundreds of years, people will find these notes and be like, end card. What does it mean?
I will do it today.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, we should. Okay, let's rate The Offspring. What did you guys think?
Well, Tommy didn't see it, so.
What did you think? You didn't miss anything. Trust me. What did you?
I wrote down blah blah. This is like an intelligence series, like Creep Show.
Yeah.
or VHS or something like this, and they are always a little bit hard for the audience because you can't please everyone, and with different segments, there's
But I
always
like-
there's always someone who is not who doesn't like a segment or something like this. But over here it was like I started these segments and pretty quickly I lost interest in them because I don't know.
It's, you know what, like I like these type of like movies, but like they have to really catch your attention, and I felt this
Exactly.
one just
Yeah.
flopped. And
This did
I,
not.
as much as as much as I love Vincent Price, I don't feel like this was the best that
Yeah.
he did. So I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I wrote this down. I guess the budget went to Vincent Price, and
Yeah.
and I gave it I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Good,
so it'd be
good.
like one of the movies where it's like, if you have like a spare hour or so, just watch that, and it's like, oh, okay, this is why.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Or if you want like a movie just to nap to, just be like, ah.
Well,
I have a lot of those.
this is a great background noise here.
Midsummer is good for that, just so you know.
Oh my god.
You are so burning in hell for this.
You know what's funny? Because Dooney bought a T-shirt of Midsummer, and ours are similar. And I was like, all right, just because I'm a nice person, I will do a collaboration with you on it.
And
I'm gonna have
and I promise I
buy
won't.
me some t-shirt now.
And I,
What? Go ahead. Sorry.
I have to buy a Midsummer t-shirt now.
Do it. Do a collaboration.
I'm go-
I'll be the only
I'm
one in the
gonna
middle
have-
giving the finger.
I just want
And
to
then
say.
Dooney and I will just be like, who's this weirdo in the middle?
I just want to say, if we do a collab, then I will promise I won't cut off any limbs.
Oh.
just blur out Nicole's face.
Yes, could you please? I don't want people to see me wearing this.
I will tattoo your Instagram handle on your body everywhere, and yeah, so
Of
people
course.
know
What
it's you.
you should,
Of course you
Dooney,
will.
you know what you should do? Photoshop
Get new
Nicole's
friends?
face
Okay.
on the Midsummer poster. That would be hilarious.
I dare you to do it. You don't have the
Oh.
guts.
No, this is more like I don't have the talent for this, but I know people who have. This is a pretty good idea. Write this down.
I'm telling you, whoever does it, oh my gosh, I would. Oh,
You know what? Fun fact, I almost did a makeup look for Midsummer for Halloween. The only reason why I didn't, because I didn't have the time. Or no, it wasn't even that. It was because I couldn't buy the products that I wanted.
No,
and,
no, tell the truth, you
yes.
just didn't want to do it. Tell the truth, Nicole.
I might do it this year because I do think, even though I hated the movie, I still love the beauty of the movie. That's why I have the T-shirt. Don't judge me.
I'm judging you with my half closed eyes, Nicole.
Half closed.
Remember,
well-
half difference, Nicole.
We have, because your eyes are half closed, we have one more movie left, and that is Dooney's pick.
Yeah, it's called Oculus. Do you know?
Ooh.
Do you know this movie?
Yes, I do. Actually, I'll let you explain.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
we can pretty quickly explain it. Yeah.
Yes, go on.
Ghost. Go.
Okay.
Go,
so,
go, go.
So they are basically these siblings. I mean, we have probably to say this movie is not a straight timeline. It's like it's jumping back and forth between present and past.
Yep.
And there's one thing I want to say is I really like these transitions sometimes between when they enter a scene into another scene, and sometimes, oh, we're not in the present anymore, we're in the past. So they did pretty good at this. But
I was just gonna say I hated it.
Okay.
No
Oh.
surprise.
Was it too
No
much?
surprise.
Was it too much for your tiny brain? Oh.
Screw you both.
Nicole was on the couch probably with her blanket and a pillow. Watched it for 5 seconds of like, I'm going to bed.
Not gonna lie, I was on the couch with a pillow and a blanket.
It was like I was there.
No, I mean like the concept. I get it, the bouncing back and forth, and I know you think it was beautifully done. I was just annoyed by it. Some movies it doesn't bug me, but this one it did, and I don't know why.
Because you're weird.
What movie done by you? Honestly.
I will say this: I love the mirror. The mirror was pretty. I wanted that mirror. I want that mirror.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a little bit deadly, but pretty. It's like win-win. Or
That's
what?
right. And because you guys say I have a black heart and I'm evil, I will have that mirror and be like, check out my new mirror. Just uncover it. It's in the living room.
Well,
it was a pretty mirror.
Yeah, it was. But one thing I have to say, it's like I saw this from a mile ago, is when they were like, yeah, I have this what was it, this anchor installed, so we can destroy the mirror in case something goes wrong. And it was like, oh, okay, someone is going to die because of this anchor, and yeah, it was. So
It was.
this
her,
was a little
obviously.
bit too obvious, yeah, but
It was.
rest of the movie,
And I know-
I thought it was a pretty good, let's call it a pretty good mindfuck.
I felt bad for the kid in the end because he thought he was doing something good and then he ended up killing his sister. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the mirror tricked him. The beautiful mirror tricked him.
Well,
Spoiler
he
alert!
He did it this whole movie, so yeah. And you
Yeah.
don't have to say spoiler alert. We have spoiler warnings like everywhere.
I don't know. I've seen better. And like it kind of gives me off the thing like it kind of reminds me of Mirrors. Sorry, it does.
Yeah, but I think it is like better than Mirrors, because Mirrors was a little bit like, yeah, okay.
No.
And this
no.
one, and this one is more like on a psychological thing. It's not about killings. It's more like about fucking with your mind.
I like psychological movies. I do, but it didn't have Kiefer Sutherland in it, so I was disappointed.
Yeah, well, after Mirrors, he probably said, "Yeah, I'm never doing a movie with mirrors again."
He's the only guy that can make a mullet look hot. I'm sorry. Oh,
Don't come to Australia then.
you know it's why there's a
Wait.
lot of mullets.
Do you have a lot of Kiefer Sutherlands?
Oh no, there's just a lot of there's a big trend over here at the moment.
With the mullets, right?
Yes, because there's a few football players
Yep.
that actually have that,
Yep.
and yeah, they're like in like the northern suburbs of Sydney, so it's like they're like right on the beach, and they're like you see them and it's like, oh gosh, really?
You know what though? I love it because you know what's funny? My brothers are because I have 3 brothers. 2 of them are growing out a mullet. One's had it over a year now. He even wore the mullet to my other brother's wedding this year. So I love that it's coming back. I think it's amazing. Just don't bring back the rat tail and we're good. Do you guys remember the rat tail?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do
That one's just dirty.
There's a certain suburb in Sydney where in one area, that's all the people, like that's all the guys have for a style, and they will go to the hairdresser and say, "Hey, I want my hair like this, and I want to grow out that rat tail," and that's it.
Oh.
And it goes, and it grows out a lot, and it goes right down to their back.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, and then they come down to where I live, and they try to be hardcore about it, and
Really?
not nice. Yes, and I just look at them and I'm like, okay. But then, if I'm out wearing a horror t-shirt, oh, it's a totally different story. I get evil looks every time.
Of course.
Oh, you do? Really?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I think the
Okay.
one time.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
And you go.
I just want to say, I think the one time I got evil looks was when I had my Cradle of Filth t-shirt on, and I was coming home from work. And the thing is, I go by public transportation, and when I got off the bus, at our bus station there's a church. And sometimes there are like religious people in this church and coming out of the church.
Yep.
And when they see a guy with a Cradle of Filth t-shirt on, which has on the front, I think it was a nun, like, how do I put this friendly, pleasing herself. And on the back,
Friendly.
and on the back in really, really, really big letters, Jesus is a cunt. Then you get
Cool.
pretty evil stares.
Yeah, I could see
Okay.
that. I could
Well-
see that.
When I bought my Exorcist t-shirt, I was out shopping and I saw my local Orthodox priest, and he saw me wearing it, and I had my wearing my cross, and he looked at me like, "Why are you wearing that?" And yeah, it was just he was just shocked by it. But to this day, he just looks at me and just smiles every time he sees me. So it's freaky.
Because you're talking about your Exorcist t-shirt, it's kind of funny because I have one. My coworker, she saw it in her town and she picked it up for me and brought it to work. So I went up on her unit and I went to go pick it up, and another coworker who's like really, really religious was like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a t-shirt. My Brandy got it for me. And she was like, whoa, what kind of t-shirt? And I was like, The Exorcist. And the look on her face was just like utter shock, and like she was horrified, and like she just had to walk away. So sorry. Yeah,
Oopsie.
I know. Sorry, not sorry. Right? Like, it's so funny. So yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, so back to Oculus because it's Dooney's favorite. Dooney,
Yes.
anything more you want to say more about it, or you want to rate it?
No, I think I pretty much said everything, and so I'll rate it 8 out of 10.
Good job.
Thank you.
Tommy, what did you rate it? Or what would you?
I a 7 out of 10.
Oh, you guys aren't gonna like me.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
used to
God.
it. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're used to it. Don't we're still friends. Don't worry.
Oh, my heart grew 3 sizes today.
He's the Grinch.
Yes. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Alrighty.
Just because Keith Sutherland wasn't in it, so sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm dealing with here? It's like
And the mirror was pretty.
This is why Dooney wanted me on then, because
Yeah, I need a professional ones.
Well, we talked about
Yeah.
this. We knew that you coming on, which is awesome, and it's great that you did. But we both knew, or I knew, you both were going to pick on me. So
it's what friends do.
exactly, it's the best kind of friendship, and I will say that I love it.
Yeah.
Just wait for the Christmas card.
Oh God, it's gonna be Midsummer or Jason X, or a combination of both.
Oh,
I'm writing this down.
I can't ruin the surprise, Nicole. Sorry.
I know we still got a bit to go. It's only June, so one can only hope.
Oh, yeah. Well, 6 months is gonna go like that.
I know time is flying. So,
It is, yeah.
well, this has been great. Like, I really appreciate you coming on. We both do.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much for having me. It was an honor.
Aww, that's so awesome.
No, honestly, like from the first time that I watched the cast, I was like, this is really interesting because there's not many people out there that discuss horror on a podcast. They would talk about it, but not in full length.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, this is really like interesting. And then after like a while, I was just like, these are like really entertaining. Like when you've got like a spare hour or so, put that on, and yeah, that's what I do. Like if there's nothing good on TV or something, put that on, and yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
of course. We appreciate
Yes.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's all right. And yeah, and that time when Nicole shouted me out,
Yeah.
I had just got back from a 12-hour shift from work, and I was half asleep when I watched it. I was just like, Nicole shouted me out. My night's made.
You're so welcome. I
And-
think Dooney didn't even know I was gonna do that.
And funny enough, I actually every time because that I'm not sure like kiss anyone's ass, but that honestly made my year so far. So it's like it's good to be appreciated.
Aw, you're welcome, my friend. You're so welcome.
Yeah, you are.
Alrighty, well, with that being said, I guess it's what, like almost 4:30 there for you?
It is. Hold on. It is 4:21 in the morning here.
Alright, well, I guess it's time for you to go to bed.
Yes,
Oh.
I think this is the best for you. Get some sleep.
Oh,
So with that being
We'll
said,
see what
again, thanks again for joining us. And
no, thank you so much for having me.
you're welcome.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so I guess until next time,
Yup, until next time.
bye.
Bye.